Get motivated with Mr. Smiles, Vinney Chopra. He is also known as Mr. Enthusiasm. He will share and challenge you each week on great topics on how to get excited, how to really make things happen in your business, and change your life for the better. Here is Vinney with this week's Motivation Inspiration.
Hi guys, welcome to your weekly Motivation Power Talk with Vinney Chopra, also known as Mr. Smiles. My name is Alicia DeBrell, and I get the privilege to interview one of the most positive and successful people I have met to date. You may have heard his story on one of the 75 different podcasts he's been a guest on. It's really, really incredible. Also, you can check him out on Facebook Live at 10 a.m. Pacific on every Friday morning each week. You can also visit his website at vinneychopra.com, and you'll actually you can get that link here in the show notes. Here he is. He's always excited and smart, no matter what. Vinney, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Alicia. Like every morning, I'm just charged and excited.
I know. I don't know where you get your energy from. I swear, I tell you that all the time. I have more energy than my toddler does.
I know, my children tell me, my wife tells me, that's who I am. I don't know. I just charged up, make a difference in the lives of a lot of people today.
Yeah, you're always telling them, make it happen each day, and you definitely do. So today's subject, what we're talking about, is taking action, which is, I think, one of the most important things when it comes to apartment syndication and just the mindset of anybody getting into the entrepreneurial world. So, Vinney, we've obviously we're friends, and I know a lot about you. You say that there's two different types of people in life. What are those two types?
The two type of people, I feel, in my thinking, they are the doers. One are the doers, and one are the watchers. And let me kind of differentiate. See, the doers are the ones who look through all the things and they plan a little bit better, I think, and they write it down, their goals, but then they want to accomplish. They get into action. And they don't just stay on the sideline, but they try to make things happen in a lower way, small way, or big way. Nobody really gets to accomplish everything in life overnight. See, that's the thing. But you got to be a doer. And the other ones are like procrastinators, maybe, I should say. Procrastination comes into everybody's play. It comes into my mind too. I mean, I would rather not do some things that are hard in my life. But then, the thing is, we have to come to grips with our own thinking and mindset and say, you know what, let me do this. I mean, again, we'll talk about procrastination in a big chapter. The thing is being fearful. We think about why don't we take action? So doers and then procrastinators or watchers, I call them also, because they see a lot of people being successful, but they don't take action.
Yeah, and I completely agree. And I definitely, myself, I struggle where I find myself sometimes where I'm really, really motivated and I'm always taking action. And then I find myself where, I get overwhelmed or whatever, and then I kind of drift off to that procrastination part. So I completely, I completely agree. So I would assume doers are probably the ideal entrepreneur for apartment syndication. How important do you think that is? And as far as taking action in apartment syndication, is that easy to do? Because they seem like such big investments.
Very good point. Alicia, see, the thing is, syndication world is the best world in apartment purchasing. What that means is we are pooling the money together from other investors. We call it OPM, right? Other people money. And that's the world of syndication. We have like $26 trillion with a T, $1 trillion in retirement accounts in USA. And there is so much money around us, but we got to take action, just like we were talking, to talk to maybe 2 investors a week or 3 investors a week, or going to the meetings. I teach that, in the academy. You got to really have a great proposal put together and things like that, which will give you confidence to take action. So we can really do lots of great things in our life by being a doer, because we are talking about being a doer, and it all comes slowly, because some people say, I want to procrastinate. I don't have to. Like students, I talk to them, right? In the next week, I say, how many people did you talk to last week? And they say, oh, I only talked to one at my, sports game of my child. I went there and I'm very happy. I said, hey, that's great. That's a good step. Then did you attend a meetup group or something like that, So I would say whenever we are feeling that we cannot act certain way, we need to sit down and say, what's holding me back? What's holding me back? Is it my confidence? Is it that I don't know what to say? And is it my drive to not find these 2 people or 3 people in a week that I want to look into their life and then ask them if they want to invest with me when I get an apartment under contract,
So basically what you're saying is when, somebody's part of your academy and you're having them take action, you hold them accountable.
I do. I really do. I mean, that's why I say, please apply for mentorship at Vinney's, multifamily syndication academy, because people have to apply and we need to ask them lots of questions, where they are in their life, how committed they are to use the techniques that they're going to learn in my academy to action. Because I don't want them to pay a penny to any coach if they are not going to take action. That's how I believe in that. Even though my courses are very, very inexpensive as compared to other coaches, and bless their heart, I don't make money in education. I make money by buying and selling and managing my assets. So that's where I'm a little bit different.
No, and I like that, and I like that you hold your students accountable. But I want to get into a phrase that you're very big on, and that's taking action now. Okay, why is that so important? Obviously, it's probably an easy question to answer, but why do you think it's so important in the syndication business?
I would say that, in every part of our life, as we play our role as a father or brother or husband, and as a community person, I believe, or a good citizen, we should be looking at taking action now. Why I say that, Eckhart Tolle's book really caught me many, many years back, which is The Power of Now. I would highly recommend audience, to get that book, because that book will change your life for good. Because taking action on the things that we can control right now and acting right now, getting into action mode, is the only thing that will get us near to our goals. That will give us the, reward of, accomplishment. See, many times we spend so much time thinking about the things they will never happen in the future, or they will not happen 30 seconds from now. I just tell all my students and all my investors and everybody who has known me is that I cannot change the past. I cannot change even the 30 seconds back or 1 minute back what happened, but I can definitely change the 30 seconds that is going to happen, and 1 minute or half an hour in the future, I can change right now. So action and, getting into action and taking action right now is the right thing to do.
Definitely. No, that's actually going to bring me to my next question, because I'm going to go on the opposite side. What do you think stops people from taking action, just like in general? Obviously, and also in the apartment syndication world, I'd actually like your opinion on both. On a personal level, why do you think people think they're not taking action on I don't know, maybe the little things in life. Like for me, for instance, I'm not unpacking my boxes.
Yeah.
But in the apartment syndication, why are they not talking to those three investors? Why are they not, looking for the right deal? What stops them from taking action? What's your opinion on that?
Sure, Alicia. I know you just moved. You're right, and we are moving this Saturday. So
good luck with the boxes.
I know. Oh my gosh, I know. We are moving after 25 years. I know my wife is quite concerned, and we are concerned too. But we have been unloading a lot of stuff in the garage and in every bedroom and everything. And in my office also, we have given away a lot of stuff, and we just gave our china and the hutch and everything because we can't take it to the new home and things like that. It won't fit there. It's a bigger house, but it's not going to fit where we want it. Anyway, but the thing is, you're right. See, why, as a human being, we don't take action? Again, I'm just a small guy. The thing is, how I believe is that many times we don't take action because we are fearful. We are fearful of rejection. That's one thing, which all of us do. The other thing is procrastination. So fearful of rejection in talking to investors or getting us in a position, because speaking per se is very fearful activity, to be truthful, and that's why I ask my students to even join the Toastmaster International. I mean, it is amazing. I know it sounds like,
it's scary.
It's scary. You're right. You're right.
I could do this, and I could talk on the phone, and I could do podcasts, but you won't find me on any stage.
But you're right. Or maybe even try to look at, see, everyone is different, right? You are different. I'm different. So as a human being, we need to look into ourselves and say, what's really holding me back in procrastinating it, right? Now, I know you just moved and everything, you have daughter, and maybe the boxes opening is not a top priority because you probably don't need the things in the box right now.
No, they need to go in storage.
Yeah, there we go. In storage or things, because see, in our life, we have so much clutter. We really do. And
yes,
a lot of things we only, like I have so many shirts. I wear certain shirts more than other shirts. See, so I think, again, the thing is, we procrastinate in certain ways, which is okay. But then when it comes to action, we should not procrastinate, especially if it is towards reaching our goal in life, in earnings, in building the relationship with investors or talking to the brokers and things like that. Those are the two main plates I call in my book coming up and everything in the whole
world. I'm excited about that.
Thank you. I'm very excited about it. I hope the audience will really look into, and enjoy that book, which is, I've put a lot of my heart into it because it tells my audience, my journey. From $7 coming into this country to over 200 million portfolio, $250 million, and now we'll be into the $500 million, So this is going to work because of certain principles I have been applying myself in my human nature as well as in the business, So coming back to your question about why people do certain things and why they don't, it boils down to the drive, like we discussed in the last, our podcast. But the big thing is, it's the procrastination that holds us back, and can we overcome procrastination? We can. The only way to do that is to act by action and not being fearful. Don't be fearful. You see, the thing is, in this life, don't be fearful about two things. You got to have that. Death is imminent. It's going to happen. and paying taxes.
I know. I don't like either one though.
No, I don't either. But I just take it in good stride. If you make a lot of money, you got to pay thousands of dollars. If you're gonna die, you're gonna die. Once you die, you don't know where you are. People think that we're gonna go to heaven or hell or anything. I think it's right here. Our karma. I'm from India, right? So our karma, our doings, we get the results of that. What we sow, we reap. What we sow, we reap in this life. I believe in that. The thing is, you got to be the best human being as much as possible every day. And being a best human being comes with not procrastinating.
Taking action now. No, I like it, and I agree. Karma could be you know what. So I want to talk a little bit about your academy. When you have students that are in there, do you have them taking action while they're going through it, or do you make them go through the entire course, learn everything, and then start going out and taking action, either getting investors or finding deals or whatever the process, the process A is? Do you make them wait until afterwards so they have all the information, or do you get them going right when they start your academy, and why?
Good point. Very good point, Alicia. I really believe that, they should start the business right. So as they enter my academy after mentorship, questionnaire is filled out and we say, yes, we'll accept you into our academy. They go through getting started lectures first. And that gets them to set up their business correctly through LLC, through website, through business cards, through e-signatures, everything. You got to get yourself ready. And then I take them through a whole bunch of lectures. I think there are 55 to 100 lectures, probably step by step, understanding what syndication is, how to deal with all the different situations, how to find markets, how to talk to brokers. But they need to do that simultaneously. See, as you learn from the script, you start applying it. Yes. So they don't have to wait for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, but they start working on along with me. Along that, I've recorded to date 719 lectures now, and it's going to be a lot more to 1,000 lectures. And I just completed OPM syndication blueprint, 54 lectures, only just talking about investors, how to get money, how to deal with investors, how to overcome objections, how to get them involved, how to bring credibility to them. Because in my thinking, I'm looking at each facet of syndication, and that's what I talk about, spinning the plates and all that. Mm-hmm. The thing is, my students should really come into my academy if they're action oriented, if they're goal oriented, and who will really crush it quicker than later. I don't want them to go through the whole year and not do anything. I want them to act, get the investors, get the deals going, deal analysis, and all that.
So as they're going through and they're learning and they're doing it at the same time, and they're kind of going through the process from A to Z. And I know you have some incredible videos out there, guys. If you guys have not seen them, check them out, because he has so much content. That's why I love working with him, and he always gives me really good content in return. But let me talk about your students. So if you find, let's just say one of them are procrastinating, or do you find that, they seem really driven on the application when they come in, but to take action and kind of go next level with it, but then they go to take action, all of a sudden they have fear of failure, fear of success. Because some people they're like, yeah, it sounds really good. And then they sound really driven. And then it comes to now, I got to do something.
Yes.
They got to take action. So how do you work with that?
Good point. Really good point. See, the thing is, it's all again going down to basics, which is, I believe in, whys. you got to figure out if they are not taking action, if they are not finding time with their regular job, because most of my students are working, they're doctors, attorneys, surgeons, contractors, flippers, wholesalers, retired people, some of them, and entrepreneurs. Students, I mean, a lot of my students, my youth academy, they come in and then they want to learn about multifamily investing and all that. I try to tell them, if you are not motivated, there is something holding you back. What is that? We got to look at ourselves and say, why I'm not finding the time? Why did I join Vinney's Academy if I was not going to take action? So I try to pinpoint them, even though I do master coaching and things like that, but I reach out to them on the sideline and say, hey, what's holding you back? Why are you not doing what you said that you're going to do? And then try to uncover. And many times we come to the solution because they are probably not focused in that direction, or in our life, a lot of things happen. Lot of things. We are a total person, I say that, right? We got to hold all our responsibilities and roles to do it. I mean, there are certain things from the spouse, there are certain things from the children, there's some job pressures, at the job. I know some students who paid so much money in other coaching programs, but they didn't go any further because the job just didn't let them do it. And that really hurts because you have paid so much money into an academy, but you couldn't do much, So It's up to us. I mean, if I may say that in this podcast, I'm going to get somewhere, it's not going to be people around me. It's going to be because I get the knowledge and skills and motivation and everything. But motivation comes from within. If I, like we say, we point fingers, out there, it's only one finger, but 3 fingers are pointing at us. And if we put a thumb also towards us, that's like 4 things coming at us and one person. So I think the whole life, it's us, who can make a difference in our life. Even though other people will help us to get where we want to go. And we'll talk about law of attraction and so forth, which I really believe in some other podcast. But the thing is, we got to really take action. We got to take action now. That's the topic we are talking today, right?
Yes, no, and I completely agree. Now, do you get involved with rather, like, let's say, because I know you do group coaching, you do one-on-one mentoring coaching. Like if you find somebody that's in that position where they seemed really motivated before, but now they're having a hard time engaging or taking action, do you reach out to them regardless if they're in a group session or a group, I guess an environment, and the one-on-one, or do you just do that with the one-on-one?
Good point. In one-on-one, definitely, they get my full attention every week. I'm totally concentrated on their efforts and their goals, their plans, and they definitely get to a much bigger and better dose of Vinney Chopra, because they pay more also, right? And my time is worth. But in the master coaching also, I make every effort that I motivate them. And that's what they have told me, my students. They said, Vinney, we love that dose from you on a weekly basis, which is on Wednesday nights. Today, actually, it's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and then 6 p.m. Central. I do it every Wednesday, unless I'm traveling, like we were in Japan and South Korea last week. And 2 weeks or so. So I don't do it from abroad, but whenever I'm here in USA, which mostly we do take vacations, but anyway, but the thing is, I like to teach them and give that dose of excitement and motivation along with skills. And we do deal analysis. And like today, we're going to be discussing very, very special. We just got that $52 million, asset under contract in Orlando. And my 3 students were invited to be in the due diligence part of it. So that is something that a lot of people can't really get that experience on the site. and they're going to be discussing their observations, their analysis, their ups and downs, and everything. And we record every session. We record every session, 2 hour session every week, and that becomes into Academy also archived, where my future students, where I mean, now later, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, will be able to look at all those lectures archived and learn from it.
I love it. I love it. I love the fact that you're bringing your students and giving them real life experience, and then sitting back and going, okay, so what did you learn? And, where are we at? I think that is really important when coaching. And I'm not just saying that because I'm your friend, because we work together.
Sure.
I think that that's really important when a coach really gets involved and gives real life experience instead of just saying, oh, go to A, B, and C. You know what I mean? You're really kind of digging in. So I think that that's really cool. And then your future students can come in and see how, that they probably have the same questions that the people that you're bringing in for these experiences have. They probably have the same questions and the same drawbacks and positives and negatives or whatever it may be. So I think that's great. Tell me this, what is the first action step somebody needs to take when they're getting into the apartment syndication business?
The very first action step is to look at their whys, to look at their goals, write down their goals. They have to be specific, they have to be measurable, and break the whole 5 year, where they want to be in 5 years, then bring it down to 2 years, then 1 year, then 6 months, then 3 months, and then 1 month. That's how I teach. I like to look at the whole end in mind and then work backward. So if some students tell me, Vinney, I want to own 1,000 units in 2 years, right? So I say, okay, great. That's awesome. But let's take it piece by piece. And then what will it take? How much you know about syndication business, how much you know about deal analysis, how much you know about finding the emerging markets, all those aspects which we need. How much can you qualify for loan? That's a huge part, because if we can't qualify for loan, we can buy nothing, guys. So I teach them all those things, but it all boils down to the whys, why they are doing what they're doing. Would they have time to get involved, to get the process started along with their regular job, by the way, and then is there flexibility? Are they too much into watching TVs and all? Not to any of my students. I don't believe in watching TV. I watch a little bit with my wife later on at night time just to relax me, some shows, but I don't like to watch all these negative things in our world that I can do nothing about. The key thing is to really get our mindset in a positive, productive way every time. And, even in the cars, a lot of us spend so much time traveling to go to business, to place of work. I call it automobile university. I started that 36 years back, I think. I even gave my people who reported to me in my previous job, motivational speaking and fundraising, I would give them CDs and give them all these gifts so that they could really enjoy listening and getting better and preparing for their calls and motivation, automobile. So the thing is, my new students, I ask them to first do the goal setting, write down their whys, why they have joined the academy, and now let's go. Okay, if you're ready to take on this, hold on to your belt, and then you go to my first chapter, getting started lectures, and then I'm going to ask you what you have done, and then go to the next one step by step, then mentoring and coaching, deal analysis, and then go further and further and further. My academy is so huge that, the students will learn so much, because I've done so many personal coaching now with only 5 students and 4 students and 10 students, now hundreds of students, and everything is archived over the last many years. So they get to see what other students asked me and what answers I gave.
No, like I said, that's one of the things I like most about about the way you work. You know what I mean? Because you record everything, even our conversations we record. So that's pretty cool. And you're, like I said earlier, most people have the same questions, same procrastination, same fear, same problems. A lot of it's the same. So that's great. Now, tell me this: what makes you? Because you are an action positive person, take action now type of man. What makes you, what drives you to take action every day?
Good question. Alicia, when I get up in the morning, I'm excited. I do my miracle morning. I do my chanting. I do my gratitude, giving to all the people I met yesterday, my ancestors, my parents who brought me into this world, and I do yoga and exercise and all, and then have my, coffee and, look at positive. I do some script, reading and all that. But the thing is, I'm setting myself up for success for today. And that's how one should do it every day. Really. I mean, anybody listening to me, please go to YouTube and just say Miracle Morning. And I'm meeting with, and actually be sharing a stage with the author of Miracle Morning right there in Dallas, Texas, and meeting with him personally. He's in GoBundance also. I was a member of GoBundance. He could not come there last year, but it's very exciting to meet some people who really have affected millions of people, right? So the thing is, starting right in the morning is so important. Then the next thing in my mind is, when I sleep at night at 11 o'clock, I want to feel good about accomplishing a lot of things today. So it's the beginning and the end. And then what we put in between is so important, see, and that's where I really believe in compartmentalizing. In other words, I have so many appointments today, every single one right there. And it's going to remind me and my assistants and my team, a lot of meetings but I'm not thinking about them right now. I'm thinking about just you and the questions you're asking me, because I need to immerse myself in the moment to take care of that activity and give the best results right now. And then when I stop this whole podcasting today, recording, I'm going to go to my next one and next one and next one. So each thing I'm going to take it and give my very best today. And then leave the results on to the, what will happen. Because we cannot control a lot of things in our life. We cannot. All we can do as a person is to act and give the best performance every half an hour, every 1 hour of our day.
So just like every one of the motivation power talks that I get to have with Mr. Smiles and that you guys get to listen to, I always ask him for a nugget of advice. Today I want to ask, what is your advice to somebody who's maybe afraid of taking action?
Okay, Alicia, I would say, my best nugget today in this podcast is take action now. Take action now. Nothing can take away the procrastination or the fearfulness or anything we are trying to accomplish, and we are not really trying to, get our mindset to do it. Is by taking action, it's going to get into the mode that you're not going to believe what's going to happen to you. By taking action, you're going to uncover so much of your frustrations. They will be going away. Your procrastination is going to go away just because, you are going to be able to do some things right now. So taking action is my last nugget for today.
I love it. All right, good. I always love our talks. Our talks are always great, and you're always positive and smiling. And so definitely. So guys, you just heard your weekly motivation power talk with Vinney Chopra. Mr. Smiles is what I like to call him. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and tune in each week for the motivation to take your business to the next level. You can, I hope you guys have a terrific week. Vinney always says, take action every day. Make it happen each and every day, he says. So be sure to reach out to Mr. Smiles at vinneychopra.com. You'll find the link here in the notes. You can also invest with him, partner with him, or you can even apply on his website to be part of his academy. And if you've been following us, you know it's a very extensive academy with a ton of information. So, all right, guys, until next week, me and Mr. Smiles will be back to give you another nugget of motivation and motivation power talk.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Alicia. You're awesome. Ask me some great questions. And guys, if you would like some questions to be answered in my motivation talk show that you are listening to, and also my other syndication Made Easy talk show podcast that's going to be coming up also simultaneously, please catch me on both the sides, because we'll be discussing so many great things, how to power up, how to really take action like today's topic, but also how to crush it in syndication business of multifamily or commercial investing.
Love it. All right, Vinney, I will get on to you next week, and I'm looking forward to the Power Talk.
Thank you. Me too, Alicia. Thank you. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.